Yo, what's up, guys? You got Jared Ewing, aka the Madison Vault, here with my boy Patrick, Diddy 314, Somi State McEwen.
What's going on, everybody? We go back since '92. We go back since the Dream Team, and we're here today at Sanctioned, and we're plugging people in. We're gonna give you our takes on shoes, culture, music, clothes, everything, with a whole lot of shoes. Heavy on the shoes.
Yeah, we got some opinions. We at least make each other laugh. Hopefully we'll make you laugh. And most of all, you're gonna get some real knowledge from my boy Diddy. And we're gonna enjoy the shoe portion of shoe culture, but connect into the culture as well. So welcome to Plugged In. Let's get at it.
Yo, what is up, everybody? This is your guy, Patrick, aka Mr. Somi State. We are here in the plush, home sweet home, elegant. I don't know what other kind of adjectives to use to describe the feeling that is running through my loins, being in just surrounded by this much shoes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Like, what's the feel in your loins? Like, tell the people, like, in your loins.
Yeah, it's a warm. It reminds me of a bunch of candles.
Okay. I'm here.
My loins burneth with joy. Not burneth in a bad way. They like
Hey, brothers, pills, and shit you handle for that? Okay, anyways, we're here at Sanctioned in the Foundry in St. Louis, beautiful downtown St. Louis. Even though I have a Detroit Red Wings jersey on, I don't give a damn.
That's a weird move.
About that life. Here with the proprietor, Jared.
A what?
Proprietor?
Yeah, that's the right word.
I know it is.
You
Words with
stumbled, man.
friends.
You stumbled. It's fine.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Yeah.
Did I stumble? I don't think so. Where can they find you? Tell them, give them something. This is like a pilot promo, first shot. Take a
Yeah,
shot.
City Foundry, downtown St. Louis. We just opened down here in December, and the project's awesome down here, focusing a lot on local businesses. Inside the store, we're focusing on local clothing designers, and then of course the shoes. Which speak for themselves. Really just trying to be part of a bigger movement for the city.
Okay.
And call some light to attention to St. Louis. I feel like it's, people talk shit, flyover state. I'm like, no, we're doing some shit here.
We're doing some shit.
We're doing some shit. Instagram sanctioned SC. I don't know what other platforms. I don't use the internet much. I think we got internet. We got the www.sanctionedsc.com.
The internets. And you are witnessing firsthand the first episode of Plugged In. We're not sure what this is going to be. It might depend on what you guys say, what you guys want as far as content, but we've got some ideas. We're going to talk about some things. We want to know what you guys think about it. You're going to have to definitely subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We actually have a real producer and videographer. Hey, you behind the camera. What's your name? Tell him.
Trevor.
That's Trevor.
Trevor's cool.
So when I say something like, hey, hit the subscribe button down here,
There's going to be a graphic.
he'll be able to do it because I don't know how to do that. And we also have a special guest / mascot / other proprietor / he's going to be a jack of all trades. We're kind of trying to float with the name. We've got
Child Size Chase.
Child Size Chase, Kid Size Shirt Chase, Fun Size Chase,
Jackson Shirt Thief.
My Son's Shirt Thief, or size medium. We haven't decided. Say hello to all of those names.
Hey guys, appreciate you having me. Yeah.
Nice shirt.
Bye, Chase.
Bye, Chase.
Bye, Chase.
So yeah, that's Chase and his shirt. We're not sure if we really need Chase.
Are
or
we sure
just-
it's his shirt?
Facts. I don't know if Chase is actually the special guest or if his shirt is, and Chase is just the conduit for the shirt.
Yeah. Is Chase wearing the shirt or is the shirt wearing Chase?
Facts.
We won't talk about that.
That's fine. So we won't talk about that, but we will talk about some other things. So let's.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, let's dive right in.
You did the old man lean back. You gonna put your little glasses
I'm
on?
fucking grown. I am fucking grown. So it is 2021. we're not
yeah.
out of the pandemic, but like we through this wave. We've seen some trends. We can see some things during this time frame. We have seen shoes gather a lot of attention. Nike Dunks. We've seen the hype go up on a lot of shoes, Jordan 1s. So I ask you, as a proprietor of a store, what's next for the Jordan 1? What do you do? What do you see? What
If
do
I
people
were
come in-
Nike, or what do I think is going to happen to the Jordan 1?
all of it. And what do you see? What do people come in talking about?
So I am of the mindset that I think Nike's actually like fucking brilliant, and I think they know what they're doing.
Okay.
I think the hype on the Jordan 1 was getting like so ridiculous, and I think they pumped the brakes by releasing a bunch of shitty colors this year. And they said, hold on, if we just give you something that no one really wants, and we'll get you to buy Dunks, and we'll get you to buy, other styles. We'll get everybody hype on 4s again. We'll get everybody hype on 5s again.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we come back and slap you in the face with an OG colorway, you're gonna be like, oh, I totally forgot I like Jordan 1s, like they did this time, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you can't tell me, everybody's like, well, the Jordan 1 just came back. It's like, it was at the pinnacle of its hype in 2015. Like, I mean, no one forgot about the Jordan 1 every time they release an OG colorway.
No.
So they know what they're doing. What I think is really interesting is Nike used this year to sell 10 million shoes they weren't going to sell by getting people into Dunks. Like, we're going to
Plain colorways.
Yeah, wait, we can bang them out every fucking week. No one cares about our quality control because retail's $100.
Yep.
We're going to put them in 1,000 colorways. By the way, Jordans are still going to sell out.
Jordans still
and,
do
and
their
we
thing.
keep talking about the escalated prices of the resale market. Well, if we introduce another 10 million pairs to the resale market, it'll put the ceiling at below $300. Everybody will think Jordan's attainable. And, oh yeah, we're going to move shoes no one was touching last year. Like in Foot Locker, last year, the only styles Foot Locker could sell last year in Jordan were 1, 3, 4, 5, 11,
Maybe 6.
12, 13. Yeah. And they're like, oh, by the way, there's this whole other side of Foot Locker you guys forgot about, and now we're going to sell all of those out. Like, you can't win them in raffles now. Like, Nike's brilliant. So you asked about the Jordan 1. I think they've kept it alive now, right, for what, 27 years? Is that what we're at? 27 years, 26
Of
years,
Jordan
going
1?
on 27?
No, we're at
85, 26,
Yeah.
going on 27. How do we make sure that we maintain that legacy till we hit 50, right? And we can't just cram ones down their throat. I think that's why we've got Bordeaux's and Electro Oranges.
what
tell me
about
I've
the
been really excited about those?
What about the resurgence of the mids? Which I will say this, and it's not even an issue with mids. My issue with people who despise mids is just the fact that, like, where is your time frame? Because I'm old as shit. I've been collecting shoes for a long ass time, and like 2001, 2, 3, like if you wanted a Jordan 1, it was a mid. The crazy thing was they didn't call it a mid. They just said Jordan 1.
It was just Jordan 1.
So you didn't know. It was a Jordan 1. Like, I remember the patent leather Chicago's Jordan 1s. I think I got them in like 02, 03. Like, I didn't know it was a mid. It was just a Jordan 1. That's all I cared about. It was a Jordan 1. So for the longest, that's what you got fed. And then you started getting Jordan 1 highs, and then everyone forgot about the mids. But when they brought the mids back, everyone's like, oh, what's the best way to wear a Jordan mid? And they put it in the trash can like, that's not cool. Like, you didn't have a choice.
Well, and also there's this bullshit like purist thing, right? Like, I don't fuck with mids, I only fuck with highs, which immediately means you're full of shit,
Full of shit.
right? Like, so you're being a purist and you're coming at people like you're better than thou when you clearly are a Johnny come lately.
Yeah, your time frame is 2015 and current.
Right.
Nothing before.
Right. Which means you're calling yourself out while you're calling other people out. And I just don't fuck with you. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to rock a mid, rock a mid. The mids have done what Jordan has done in the last 2 years is use the mid for a playground. They're doing weird things. They're doing different
Think of the
materials.
Fearless pack.
Yeah.
That Fearless pack was fucking insane. Most of them were mids except for the UNC to Chicago.
And don't forget the Ghetto Gastro.
Was that low?
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It was kind of comfortable, kind of not. I don't know. It was.
You
I
wore
liked.
it? You actually wore one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it on sale at Nike, and then
Hey, Chase wants to show his shirt again.
yes. Show us something, Chase. Walk through. What is this? Tell the people what it is.
The Jordan 1 Mid All-Star.
Carbon fiber. But yeah, I mean,
Nice bag. Maybe he should give us a high too. Maybe you should give it. Hey, throw me that shoe real quick. He played football. I could tell because that was a solid.
he played
toss.
defense.
It doesn't matter. He
If
could
you throw it
lateral
back,
it.
he's not going to catch it.
That's messed up. He's going for the route. So this is a mid, and what are we talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 holes. 8 holes. I could go somewhere with this, but I'm not. How many holes is that? 9. That's all we're talking about. And if you really think about it, if you're wearing these with a pair of jeans, is it 9?
It's 9 holes. I was doing the graphic. I forget we have Trevor. He does graphics.
But really, the whole thing is, when you have jeans on, what's it matter? And then don't get caught up in, well, I like this shoe, but it's a mid, so I can't rock with it. I think that's one of the, as an old head,
This is what pissed me off. Like, I don't know why. I just got struck. Maybe I thought of somebody special like Chase. No, what I'm talking about. But like, first of all, isn't part of like if you're for real about sneakers, like appreciating
Whatever
the
it is.
variety.
Yep.
Like, you can't tell me I have 37 pair of Jordan 1s. I'm a sneakerhead. Like, no, you're a fan of Jordan 1s. You can't say you're a comic book fan if you only read Batman.
You're a fan of Batman.
You're a Batman fan.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be all about, like, you're just a Jordan 1 fan, and that's cool. I'm down with that. You're just not a sneaker fan. Like,
That's, I'm definitely with that. Do you know what I sometimes think it is that we just need? Because I'm sorry, people are fickle, myself included. You need like a celebrity rock mids, and then everyone will be okay with it. Like if
you don't even need that. Everybody, mids right now are trading at a higher multiple of retail price than highs are this year.
I guarantee you, though, you take that, you have Travis before the Astro World. You have Travis. You have
October Travis, not December Travis.
fucked up. Yes, you have Travis October. Have a mid. Mids are going to go through the roof. Through the roof. You just
So-
need the right person to wear them because I think, by and large, as consumers, a lot of times we are sheep.
So we're transitioning into a different topic, which is the market is entirely driven by what celebrity
Facts.
is wearing them.
Yes.
So, R.I.P. Virgil, pioneer, like changed the game, and I have so much respect for what he did for not only sneakers but fashion. But I got to ask the question: if Virgil released a mid, would it do the same thing?
Yes. Here's
But-
my point.
But I want to hear it.
My evidence is the Jordan 2. I love the Jordan 2. The history behind the Jordan 2, a lot of people don't realize.
Talk about the history because that other than you're entertaining as fuck, like your real value here is the fact that your
And I'm
knowledge,
sexy. Look at this beard.
Your knowledge runs like
The beard sexy.
if I know anything, you know 50 times that. So
Man, this boy.
Chase is on point.
Man, he has power in the shirt. The crazy thing about the Jordan 2 is it's Italian made, and it was the first time Nike had ever released a shoe that did not have a Nike sign. Nike purists, Nike executives were so mad that they were like, are you kidding me? You're going to give this guy a shoe, a Nike shoe, and we're taking the Nike sign off for this?
No logo.
No logo for this basketball guy? Super pissed. So there, for me, just when you're talking about a notch in history, is the defining moment. Like, it was the first shoe not to have them. And if you really kind of think about it, signature shoes, Converse had the Converse weapon that basically was, in today's terms, was like someone wearing whatever the current Nike basketball shoes, I think is like the Zoom GT, where they just give it to everyone to wear.
It was the one that came in 37 colors in your East Bay catalog.
Boom. So the Converse weapon was essentially that, because you had Larry Bird was wearing it, Magic Johnson was wearing it, Bernard King was wearing it, Mark Aguirre was wearing it. Everybody was wearing it. It was essentially a PE. It's the same shoe. You get your colorway. You play on the Mavericks. Yours will be kind of green and blue. You play on the Lakers. Yours will be
The
purple
little
and gold.
greater than sign and the star change colors.
Yeah. So everyone had it. So even though you knew that was a shoe for a particular player, it still had a Converse sign on it. You knew it was the Converse weapon. It said Converse big on it, had the Converse logo on it. The Jordan 2 was a shoe for a signature shoe for a player that had no logo on it. So that was a big deal. So it is also, in some aspects, I don't want to say it's panned as one of the worst Jordans, but like it doesn't get its just due.
It is definitely one of the least appreciated Jordans.
It is one of the least appreciated Jordans. I think part of it was he didn't play in it long because he got hurt 8 games within wearing it. He like destroyed like the weird bone in top of his foot, and they didn't know if he was even going to come back because it was such a weird injury. He couldn't really have surgery. He just had to let it heal. So he didn't wear it long. So people didn't really get the chance to really see it.
It also doesn't translate to. It is a big fucking shoe. Like,
But every shoe was big. At that
yeah,
time.
but like, I had one on the other day. It is. I had it next to a Jordan 8, which is I think is a big shoe,
Yeah.
and it was significantly larger than the Jordan 8.
But the crazy thing
On
about
foot.
it, one of those things that Nike does is they kind of give you little nuggets of what they're going to make popular. You just don't know that they're feeding it to you. So if you look at the Jordan 2 right now, you've got the off-whites that came out fourth quarter this year.
Union.
You've got unions are coming out next year. You also have J Balvin's got one coming out. So they're quietly sprinkling little bits of the two. And I guarantee you, by the end of 2022, oh man, I love twos. I love twos.
It's already started. Like we already have people come and shop. They're like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm like, were you afraid to tell people? Like, were you afraid to let people know of your two love?
You know where I really started appreciating twos was go back in your history books, look in your Google machines, and look up Carmelo Anthony's PEs in the twos when he was in Denver. Solid. Sick. They were just fantastic. Go back, your Google machines, go look those up.
The Mellow 2s are dope.
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 Like, yeah.
And a lot of people were wearing twos, so like I definitely think it's something we're giving you like, you know, our insider thoughts on it, but Jordan 2s, Nike and Jordan Brand are kind of quietly putting them out there. And
So,
next thing you know,
what's
it's gonna be
ironic is you're actually talking to the topic that we were on before we got lost, which is the Jordan 2 was the first time the athlete was bigger than the brand.
good. Yeah.
And I think that's the point we're getting to is now is the endorsement bigger than the shoe? Like if Travis drops anything, will it hit? It didn't for the 33.
Because the 33, I think that the 33 was almost like,
Too early in Travis arc? Had he not done enough with Nike?
yes, and it was almost like Nike saying, do us a solid, help us push this.
Try and push any model of Jordan later than a 14 for us.
Because
please.
you figure he had a 33.
By the way, I have the Travis 33s.
You can't even put them on foot. Like I
No,
can't put a 33
they're
on
really
a foot.
tight, but like physically tight. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
tight. Like they're just tight.
I get you.
Yeah. But I like wearing them because to me they're the most anti-hype beast thing ever. Like, oh, everything Travis does is dope. You don't even know these are Travis's, so that's funny.
You figure they've done that a couple. They did that with the Travis and the 33, and they made Fragment. Could you help us out with this 35?
Yes, we were talking about that's dope though. That shoe is pretty.
I've never seen one in the hand.
Well, I mean on the internet it looks pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not gonna drop that. They're like $350.
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do.
Do that.
I'm not going to do.
You're not gonna do that or fit and Chase's shirt today.
I might try.
Chase's shirt or the Fragment 35.
We'll flip a coin.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
But
Everything's fine.
like where we were at before. If Virgil, God rest him, did a Jordan 1 mid, would it work? I say yes. If Travis did a Jordan 1 mid, would it work? Yes.
Absolutely.
Either one of them, I think it'll work.
So my take on this is Travis has had a better track record of almost zero fails. Like, so other than the 33, I can't think of a shoe Travis has dropped that didn't hit and that everybody didn't flip over. Whereas,
The 270? Well, I guess his resale's 5.
yeah, I mean, and yes, you're right, not nearly as much as the Jordans, but the price is up there, and when people rock them, you still like get a little bit of head nod, right? Like, what's
Okay, I
up?
see what you did.
Whereas you go through like 10 or 12 shoes that, again, RIP Virgil, that he dropped in the last
A couple of them like
year.
Vapor Streets and like
Yeah, the
Weird
Vapor
Runners, you're
Streets.
like, yeah.
I fucking love my Kigers, but
Yeah.
like I don't get any I don't get any love for him.
Yeah.
And Virgil's got, and I don't know if they'll drop the Air Force mids, which I think will be dope. They've got the same bottom as the Kiger. But I think that's going to be another one that'll sit at $150 after it drops.
So I guess the question is, when you keep on throwing stuff out, you're throwing stuff at the board, seeing if it sticks. When is enough, or when is it just like are we ready for a pause?
Yeah, well, and I think part of what we're talking to is fashion designers particularly are going to take more risks, right? I mean, if you look at couture fashion, runway fashion, they do weird shit. Like, they don't do shit that people actually always adopt. Some of those things trickle down into mainstream fashion, but some of them never do, and it's just weird. And you're doing an art form. And I think you've seen that with you saw that with Virgil's shoes, is I'm just gonna keep doing weird stuff. I'm gonna keep inventing and do something in a really unique way. Travis isn't that. Travis is using his name and his brand. And I think probably, I don't know, I don't talk to anybody at Nike that works on the Travis account, but I'm guessing Travis is more concerned with protecting his brand, where Virgil was okay with pushing his brand.
But, so.
Like, if we dropped a bullshit Travis shoe, that would hurt Travis's brand.
But I think
Does that make sense?
he was so strong it might not have.
I don't know that it actually would, but I wonder if Travis's camp is concerned about that.
The one thing I also respect about Travis is you can tell he's a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Like, the shit he wears, like, he's a sneakerhead. Even when you see him not wearing his own shit, even the dunks that he wears, like, I haven't seen that dunk since 2005.
Yeah, he digs deep in the vault and then makes it a $3,000 shoe once he puts it on toe.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's funny, if you look back through the shoes that Travis has worn, most people would be like, well, they're all really expensive shoes. It's like, no, look at the price when he wore them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the Stussy dunk was dope, but it wasn't, you could have picked him up. Like,
it's the whole Travis effect. Like, again, we're talking about current events, and we definitely want to pay respect to those who have been affected by the tragedies of the Astro World. But at the same time, like, with that being said, Nike is basically pausing everything. His cactus drink has been discontinued.
that should have happened regardless.
That's fine. He was booted off Coachella and then offered to do it for free. They were like, a fuck no. So, like, he's kind of like this whole cancel culture. Everything's on hold. So do you think in a weird way we need this to be kind of on hold with Travis? Like, since everything happened store-wise, have people still been asking or buying them?
When Virgil passed, Off-Whites went to the moon.
Yep.
Right? We pulled all of ours off the shelf. But they went to the moon. After the Travis, there was zero net effect on prices on Travis. I don't know how he can speak to demand because all of his prices have such an elevated price point that the number of people that would walk in his sneaker shop and walk out with a Travis, like, on a given day is so low.
Will you still wear Travis's?
Fuck yeah. So, but now we're getting into an entirely different topic, and you and I have talked about this privately. Like, first of all, I'll take a hard stance to this. Again, my heart goes out to any parent that loses a child, to anybody whose life is lost before you've gotten a chance to live is a tragedy. And I am not talking about that. What I am talking about is you can't fucking blame an artist on stage and not hold a fucking human being that stepped on another fucking human being's head accountable. That's bullshit. And if you want to blame Travis, I want you to go stand on a stage. I want you to have 60,000 people screaming while you have to perform, and tell me if you can hear that, right? Because we're not speaking about an experience that everybody has. We're talking about a fucking so unique of an experience, and yet we're so quick to cast blame, and we're not going to hold the people that trampled human beings. Like, how gnarly is it? Like, I don't know. I feel like we talked about this when we were kids, but like, shooting someone's pretty gnarly. Stabbing someone to death, that's on a different level.
That's a little more personal.
Stepping on someone's body until they die is some real ass shit.
Because you know you did it.
You know you're stepping on a human fucking being.
If you're driving and you run over a squirrel, you know you did it.
Yes.
Because you feel it. Oh, got him.
Yeah, like, so I'm getting all fucking angry about that because I think it's ridiculous that in this culture we're not holding the people that actually killed people accountable.
And you and I talked about, and forgive me, what was the name of the event? It happened in 2011.
In Germany, we were talking about.
In Germany, the Love Parade or something.
Yes, Love Parade.
It was the Love Parade. So go back to your Googles. Google the Love Parade. It was essentially a festival. Many people died. It was in 2011. The litigation went on until
2020.
yeah, because it finally went to trial.
In 17.
2017. It didn't finally get like solved until 2020. What was crazy about that situation is compared to the Travis situation, besides the fact at the Love Parade, more people died. But all
Like
the
somewhere between 3 and 10x at the Love Parade.
yeah,
compared to what
and then
happened
now,
last year.
but at that situation, the people were suing, like the venue. No one was suing a single artist.
They
In
were
this
suing the
situa-
venue. They were suing the city.
Yep.
They sued I think the promotional company.
And here, you're suing Travis, you're suing Drake, you're suing Apple Music, you're suing Live Nation, you're suing the hot dog vendor, you're suing the police, the mayor, the person who made the jacket. I'm pretty sure Chase might even been thrown in that lawsuit.
Chase's shirt for sure was named as a defendant.
Definitely. So it's just crazy to me too. And I guess where I need explanation on this is, why is it that Travis is getting canceled, but Drake was on stage too, literally when all this is happening, and Nike's still releasing these bullshit Nocta golf apparel and that stupid high stepper shoe.
So
Like,
first of all, you sound
all
like
of it.
Do you and Drake need a counseling session?
No, I mean we're good. I just want to know how did you get off? Like, why is it Travis has to get it and Drake doesn't? Even the fact that you're
First of
releasing
all,
Drake stuff.
I think there's a lot of directions this conversation could go, and I think there are some much deeper questions than you and I are prepared to answer in a sneaker shop about
Unless we want to. Sorry. I had to do the
about
fourth wall.
about culture, and I think there is absolutely a demographic of children whose parents are blaming a demographic of artists that I think is fucking interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, what I've seen out of all this is they want to paint Travis as this flippant, not detail attention paying, ignorant businessman. This man is a fucking global empire.
Yes, to himself.
Look what he did with McDonald's.
Yep.
Look what he did with Fortnite. Look what he's done with Nike. Look what he did with a really, really shitty energy drink.
Yeah.
Like
No, it was a seltzer.
seltzer.
Yeah.
Oh, clearly I haven't even drank it, so I'm
Yeah.
just trashing
But
it
I
for no
have
reason.
opinions about men who drink seltzers.
Listen, you can paint Travis however you want. Like, the dude didn't watch people die, right? Like, he didn't just say, oh, cool. Like, even if you don't believe he's a good person, he's a smart enough businessman to not allow that to happen, right? So I think my point was originally like, when we're talking about this, I'm just gonna fucking get angry anytime I think about people holding Travis accountable for this. Solely. If you want to say that he was a part of it or he's been a part of creating that culture, if you want to put him in with others, that's different. But to use him as the person to hang on the cross, I think is
The other thing that I find very interesting is like he did that interview with Charlamagne the God, and he was like, that was his first time he talked about it since. And like he was just talking about how he didn't know. I also watched something called Drink Champs. It's hosted by Noriega and DJ Effin, and they just recently had Alicia Keys on. They were talking to Alicia Keys about the famous VMA performance where her and Jay-Z were doing the New York song.
Empire State of Mind.
And towards the end, if you remember, go back to your Googles if you don't, Little Mama jumped on stage.
Why don't you use Bing anymore? Or why don't we ask Jeeves?
Who the fuck is Jeeves? Only person I know is Alfred. They're doing the song, Little Mama famously jumps on stage. So Jay-Z's there, Alicia Keys there, Little Mama jumps on stage. They're asking her on Drink Champs, hey, like, what was your thoughts? What do you remember when Little Mama jumped on stage? Alicia Keys was like, at the end of the show, Jay-Z's like, did you see what just happened? What do you think? She's like, what are you talking about? We just killed that shit. He's like, Little Mama jumped on stage. And she's like, what are you talking about? She had no clue.
She was so engulfed in the
She
performance.
was so engulfed in the performance, which was so many less people. She was so engulfed
And if
in
you've
the
never seen
performance.
Alicia, it's not like Alicia is also doing the gymnastics that Travis is doing on stage.
No, she was so engulfed, didn't even notice it. So you're telling me Travis is at a concert, and if you've seen his stuff, you've seen like his documentary, Look Mama I Can Fly. Like, he has such a connection with his fans. Part of the reason he's a global entity, like he was so engulfed in the performance, I guarantee you he couldn't have seen it, couldn't have noticed it, wouldn't have seen it. Alicia Keys has someone jump and 3 feet from her, doesn't notice because they're artists. They get so engulfed in the performance, like he's not going to see it. So to your point, to just crucify him as the only problem is wrong. The other thing is if you go back and watch that Look My Mic and Fly, there's parts in it where they show where people are getting trampled. And he says, stop. Give
He
him.
had stopped that performance.
What's that?
Correct me if I'm
He
wrong.
stopped it
He had stopped that performance that night.
that night.
I always say, when you look at something like this, you have to take a realistic approach. Like, Travis is a billion-dollar enterprise who knows the value of his enterprise.
Yes.
It is an absurd concept to even put out there that he would do that. You don't even have to question his morality. You don't even have to go into, would Travis the person do it? Travis the businessman would never let that fly.
Yeah.
So it is clear, like the evidence is preposterously clear that he was not aware.
Preposterously. And I think when you talk about a straight lawsuit, what is the prosecutor going to try to say? Or I'm sorry, what would this be the defendant or his? Basically,
He's the defendant. What would the prosecutor say?
Would the lawyer? Would his lawyer say? Did he purposely say go stomp on someone? No. Can you
So-
prove it? No. So like you can't even hold him.
So we'll chop
accountable.
this short, and Trevor can edit this out if it's inappropriate. Trevor, you got to keep us from getting canceled on our first episode.
I'm trying to get canceled. I want to be that level of cancel culture, like
Like extra canceled.
cancel Patrick. Fuck yes, I made it.
But listen, what's actually happening is a bunch of sad white families are sitting across the room pointing at a black man saying, "You did this to my kids."
It's several. It's not all white. It's
Well,
not all white.
In my head, that's what's happening
It's
because that's
not
what it feels like.
What it feels like to me is people just saying, I'm going to take advantage of the situation. That's what makes it fucked up. I almost think it's more sad that it's Americans
I'm going to try and grab money grab.
I just want money. Because
See, I maybe I'm off here, but I very much feel this whole like, you poisoned my kids' minds and you must pay.
well, that's what every parent does when they find out that little Timmy
Listens
fucking
to rap music.
listens to rap music, smokes pot, and is getting a hand job from little,
Because when our parents were smoking pot and doing acid
it was
and
different.
fucking each other in the middle of a field,
It was different.
that was cool.
That was cool.
But Timmy smokes pot behind the garage while he's got headphones in because mom can't hear it. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. So we've gone off the deep end. We hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed this episode. We're trying to feel ourselves. Wait, time out. We're trying
Chase
to.
feels himself,
Sorry, buddy.
little buddy.
Sorry, little buddy, with a little shirt. We hope you enjoyed the content. Again, this is your guy Patrick, aka Soul Me State. With Jared, we're gonna give him a nickname. I just call him G. We are in sanctioned St. Louis City Foundry. We appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna come up with a clever call sign when we end next time. But please don't cancel us. What is that?
I don't know. That was like us doing a handshake, but I did it with myself.